What is good, y'all? What is good, y'all? What is good, y'all? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be catering more to my beginners. I'm going to be showing you how to make a beat in FL Studio from the ground up if you've never made a beat in your life before. Going to be giving out some important tips, so y'all make sure y'all pay attention. I'm not going to talk for too much longer. Let's just get straight into it. So the real common question is, which FL Studio should I buy? And my answer to that is, it really depends what you want to do. So if you're just making beats, then I would recommend the Producer Edition. There's a bunch of plugins, bunch of good stock stuff that it comes with. But if you're going to be making beats, you're going to be mixing vocals, you're going to be doing all that fun stuff, then I would go with the Signature All Plugins. It's a one-time purchase, you get unlimited updates, so it's definitely a solid bang for your buck. So when you open up FL Studio, you're going to have this display right here. It's actually a lot less intimidating than it looks because you're really going to only need to know these three buttons that well. I will go over the channel rack first. Channel rack is probably the most important thing you'll need to know because that's how you're going to program all your drums. And you're probably asking, how do I get my drums? I got you. So all of your drum kits are going to be stored on this left side of the screen. As you can see, I got a bunch of drum kits that I don't use. I probably only use like 4 of them. But anyways, when you're getting drum kits, there was this huge stigma that you gotta buy expensive drum kits from these big producers. That's not true. There's plenty of free drum kits on Reddit. There's plenty of free drum kits on YouTube. There's plenty of free drum kits everywhere. I don't think I paid for any of these drum kits. There's good drum kits anywhere. So let's say, for example, I want a Lil Baby drum kit. Boom. It's drum kits on Reddit. It's drum kits on YouTube. Now, be mindful, obviously, of what you're downloading, but most of it is literally just producers trying to help people out. So I trust a good amount of links when it comes to buying drum kits. But other stuff, you got to be kind of mindful of that. So once you download your drum kits and you put them onto your FL Studio, they should appear all on this left side. So now that you have drums, we're going to start a beat. So the first thing that I would do if I was a beginner starting out a beat is I would look for loops. I wouldn't try and make beats from scratch off rip. I would practice with loops. I would try and get better, try and get my drums straight, and then move over to making the actual loops from scratch. My go-to for loops would probably be YouTube, just because it's a bunch of other producers just trying to get after it. So when you download a loop kit, a lot of it's going to come in a folder like this. This is one of my loop kits for an example that we're going to use. Open up the folder, and you can either download it to your FL and it gets to the side of your screen, kind of like your drum kits, or you can just take it from here and you can just drag and drop like this, and you have this loop sitting on your screen right now. So a lot of the times the loops are going to have the BPM inside of them. When you see a BPM, you want to go to the top right here and you want to move it down to that BPM. So when you go down here for your beat, it matches up and it sounds like this. Let me chill out. That's a little tough. Now we're gonna go about how we make our beats. So when you're making your beat, the first thing you want to do, you want to press this little piano right here. Right here is where you access your patterns. So your patterns are the different type of drum patterns that you can program. So you want to drag that to the very beginning of your beat, or wherever you want to start your drums. That's where you drag it to. So you dragged and dropped that pattern down there. You want to go to your channel rack like I was talking about earlier, and you want to press unsorted. So now that you got that done, you're going to go to whatever drum kit that you wanted to use. And for me personally, it doesn't matter what you start with, but just for the video, I normally start with a snare, a clap, or a snap or something like that. So when you find a snare that you want to use, all you got to do, just take it, drag and drop it, and it's in your unsorted folder. So all these buttons right here that you're seeing are pretty much like slots where you can put a certain sound in. So for example, if I put this right here, the snare is going to be right there at the very beginning. So it matches up, look, it matches up with the beat. But I'm obviously not going to put it there. Normally your snare is always going to be the first one after the color change. So there's these right here, and then your snare is going to be right there normally. For like super traditional beats, that's where your snare is going to be if we're talking trap. And it's going to be every other color change. So not this one, but this one right here too. So it's so you typically want to space your snares out all the way till this 5 right here or this 9 right here. I normally go out to the 9 right here just because that's how I've been doing it for a while, but it really doesn't matter how you do it. It could be 4, it could be 9, it doesn't matter. There's no rules to this for real. All right, so after you get your snare, what I normally do is I will grab a hi-hat. So a hi-hat would be one of these sounds. So what I like to do, I like to right click right here, and if we're really simple, just press fill in each 2 steps. So for hi-hats, you can really do whatever pattern you want. You could go regular 2-step, or you could go just like this. There's really no rules to hi-hats. It's really just all being creative and keeping it on beat, keeping it coherent. So for the sake of the video, I'm just going to keep it at 2-step, and we're going to move on to the 808s next. So the 808s are the bass, what kind of glues the drums of your beat together. With my 808s, I like to right click right here. I like to press piano roll. So you're choosing the 808, make sure that you right click the 808 and you press cut itself before you start using it, just so it doesn't clash with anything. When you open up your piano roll, you're gonna see a big list of notes. It's all just, and you see how it goes up or down or however you want to. What I like to do, I like to type the 808s in right here, and then I'll go inside the piano roll and I'll tune them. So one thing you want to make sure you do when you're making 808s, you want to make sure you always tune them, because if you don't tune them, other producers are going to make fun of you for sure. It happened to me, so don't be like me. But what I like to do when I'm tuning my 808s is I'll press Control up about 3 times. So when you press that 3 times, it makes the 808s really high, so it's easier to hear what's in tune and what's not. And if you can't tell what's in tune and what's not, that's just a matter of time and you kind of getting your ear right, hearing different music, kind of training your ear. So that'll come in time. See how it's out of tune? See, now it's in tune. So once you're done with the 808s right there, you want to put them back down those 3 octaves. 1, 2, 3, and now it's. So those right there, those are like the 3 main fundamentals of your drums. Anything else that you add at that point is really just sauce. It's really just whatever else you want to add to be creative. So you could add open hats, you could add more snares, so it could be like snares, for example, like, or you can add an open hat like this right here. Another thing you can do is you could add kicks. So kicks kind of give your 808 a little bit more oomph to it, you know what I'm saying? So say you're right here with your 808s, you could press copy, you could press paste, and then all the notes from your 808s are right at your kicks. So then it's gonna make sure that your kicks are correct sounding for your 808s. Some kicks don't work with certain 808s. So again, that's just one of those things where your ear, as it develops, you'll know which one to kind of gravitate towards depending on what 808 you choose. And also you can control the volume of your drums on these little side knobs right here. So for example, if I want to turn the snare off, you hear how it's quiet, but when I turn it back. But now it's time to talk about our mixer track. So mixer track is probably second most important thing you'll have. So what you want to do with your mixer track, this is where you control all your volume. This is where you control if it's mono or stereo. You can control what plugins you use on what. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in here. Like, all the creative aspects of music are in this mixer track right here. So you see how there's different numbers. These different numbers are where you put different sounds that you use in your beat. So for example, I use these snares. I could put the snare on track 2, and I could put the hi-hat track 3, and so forth. A lot of the times I'll put my loop on channel 1. So I'll double click it and I'll just go to the track and put it at 1. So in here you can change the volume of whatever you want. So I'll be making a little video on how to mix your beats and how to add sauce to them. So y'all be on the lookout for that. That'll be a little bit more intermediate / advanced. So it'll definitely be a little bit more fast paced and cool, but you'll definitely learn how to add some stuff and see what plugins I use. So yeah, that's pretty much all the super basic, like, beginner aspects of making beats. So we're gonna listen to one of mine, we're gonna vibe out, and appreciate everybody that's been tapped in. I'll be posting more videos, more tutorials, more studio vlogs, more everything pretty soon. Y'all DM me on Instagram, y'all tap in, man. I'm dropping songs pretty soon. I got everything dropping soon. So yeah, appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm gonna catch y'all next week, man.
The Marcus made it, you know it's a hit.